Hi, I'm Corey Lynch. I'm in web design and development, and I'm going to be doing my project on water displacement and how that relates to web design and development. It's kind of two different subjects, but I found a way that I think they relate. So over here I have a container of water. I have a bottle here, and then I just have some hollowed up pan. So water displacement is the act of when an element is introduced into a body of water. Generally, though, the water level rises, and the water that was normally in that position that the element is taking up, that gets pushed aside and usually gets risen. The water level rises, especially when you're in smaller containers. You can definitely see that according to the volume of each object that you're putting in the water. So I'm going to go ahead and first put in this. This is just a regular bottle here. And as you can see, as I'm introducing it into the water level slightly rises. Now, the whole bottle isn't going into the water. So you're only going to see a little bit rise. And the reason for that is that just about here on the bottle, that's the only amount that it's going to be taking up. So whatever this is, the volume in water, that amount is going to be rising. So I have a different example here. It's a much bigger pan, and I chose this one because this shows how the mass doesn't matter, but more so the volume does, because it's hollowed out here. So really what matters is how much is being taken up, how much space is being taken up. So as you can see, as I introduce this into the water level rises a lot more the more I push down. See how it's almost at the top now? And in the next video, I'm going to be showing you how this can relate to code in web design and development. The act of water displacement is actually really relatable to the web design and development degree. I'm going to demonstrate that with some code here. This is just HTML, very easy programming language. It's actually just a markup language. But anyways, so for reference, I'm going to go ahead and use this. Just remember this right here. Remember, big container, okay? And an ID of contact. Just this little section right here. Remember what that looks like. I have some code copied onto my clipboard. I'm going to go ahead and paste that in here. Now what happened is, obviously, just like any text editor, even on Word or anything, you're going to just see, when you paste something in, you're going to see the text just, move down, and any text before it is just going to remain the same. But see, now what happened was it broke it up. It broke it up and it pushed it aside. It pushed them apart, but they're still there. The old code is still there. The new code is there, and it's taking up the spot that the old code was once in. You can use the lines for reference here. This is line 77. This is 78, where the big container and contact is. Go ahead and paste that. Now 77, 78 is being taken up by a different piece of code. Now you think this is quite obvious. However, what is actually really happening here? The file size is now going to be increased, and that's going to add on the old code and the new code, much like the water and the new volume being introduced into the water. It's going to add that volume together, and that's what's getting displaced, is the amount of volume that is being added into the water. Just like this code here, the more code I add, the bigger the file it's going to be, just exactly like water displacement and the weights that I've added. Both the new data added to the program and the weights added to the water affected the volume of the original volume of each one. Just like I said, file size increases with the code when you add new code into it. Take the code away, file size is the same. Just like when you take the weights away from the water, the volume is going to be of the original amount it was before.